This undergrounded paradise with over 350 mapped caves, crystal clear waterfalls, and the rich biodiversity of the preserved Atlantic forest invite adventurers and nature lovers on an unforgettable journey through Petar. Today, I came to explore some of these wonders and uncover the mysteries hidden behind these magnificent monsters of nature. Hello, welcome to Cathy Lightlines. Today I'm visiting an amazing complex of three caves inside Petar. Petar is a state park located in the southern part of São Paulo state, between the cities of Iporanga and Apiaí in Brazil. It's known for its nearly 400 mapped caves, mushrooms that look like they came out of a magical movie, waterfalls over 50 meters high, and so many incredible natural sights. I started by visiting Santana Cave, which is part of the Santana area. Santana Cave is the largest cave in São Paulo state, with more than 8 kilometers of passages, and it is considered the eighth wonder of the world because of its huge chambers filled with almost divine spiritims. Santana Cave is one of the most beautiful caves in Petar, and also one of the easiest to visit. It has a total length of about 9 kilometers, but only 495 meters are open to visitors. Inside, there are walkways, stairs, and handrails. Inside the cave, you'll find chambers like the Flower Room, São Paulo Room, São George Room, Taquiopa Room, and some curious formations called the Secret Hole, Elephant's Foot, and Horse's Head. Many of these areas have limited or restricted access. Santana Cave is famous for its incredible formations, and one of them looks like a picture frame and has become a must-stop spot for photos. It takes about a 5-minute walk on an easy trail to reach the cave entrance, and around 2 hours to explore inside, maybe more or less, depending on how curious and excited you are. Even though it sounds long, the walk is amazing and full of adventure. It's not considered a difficult cave, but you'll still need to watch your step because one slip could send you straight into the river. Every part of the cave is decorated a different way. These formations are called curtains, and honestly, don't they really look like curtains? They look like white drapes hanging from the window of a Baroque palace at sunset. You can imagine whatever you want, but one thing is certain. The beauty is unique and breathtaking. After exploring the first level of the cave, we climbed a stair that looks like it might fall, but you can trust it. I crossed it twice and it didn't land me down. It's a bit slippery though, so watch your step. On the second level, we saw even more interesting formations. And here's a fun secret. If you look closely at the ceiling, you might spot an animal shape up there. If you find it, tell me in the comments. In the 1970s, a scientific study called Operação Tatus, or in English Operation Armadillos, was conducted in this cave. The goal was to understand what happens to the human body when it lives without sunlight or clocks, following only its natural rhythm. For that, 11 people stayed inside the cave for 15 days. They didn't know what time it was or how many days had passed. Their only contact with the outside world was a phone used only for emergencies and to report when someone slept, woke up, or went exploring. The outside team wrote everything down without telling them the time. Over time, their biological clocks changed. In one cycle, participants slept for about 19 hours straight and stayed awake for over 26 hours. In another, they slept for 16 hours and stayed awake for 31 hours without realizing how much time had shifted. Without God and His Word, we become like those people, literally lost in time. He is the one who gives meaning to our lives. After passing through a huge chamber, we reach these incredible curtains. They really don't need comments. They even look like bacon or a slice of cake hanging from the ceiling. Then we stop to take a photo inside the natural picture frame formed by the cave. It's actually a bit hard to get there, but after all that effort, climbing a slippery section is totally worth it for such an important photo. And honestly, this time I think the real celebrity was not the visitors, it was the picture frame itself. And yes, we were already thirsty by then. But even if we wanted water, we couldn't drink it there because bottles and cups aren't allowed inside this cave. Forgetting hunger and thirsty for a bit, we kept going because the journey wasn't over yet. These stalagmites are truly unique. Seeing them so white is beautiful and shows that not everything has been damaged. In the early days when the park first opened, guides didn't have LED flashlights like we do today. Instead, they used carbide lamps. Those lamps were very bright and lasted a long time, but the calcium carbide released a dark smoke. Over the years, that smoke stained many formations. That's why some still have black powder covering parts of their almost transparent white color. After almost 3 hours exploring different levels and stunning formations, it was time to go back down and leave the cave. Crawling, climbing, sliding, it was all so much fun. It's impossible to fully describe the size and beauty of such an exotic place. I can't tell you all the surprises either. Some mysteries can only be discovered when you come here. I want to spoil everything, but trust me, it's totally worth it. You won't regret it. Then we saw one of the most spectacular formations of all, calcite crystals. Because of their composition, when light hits the calcite mixed with other minerals, it creates a glitter-like sparkle. It's truly amazing. What do you think it looks like? A texture painting with glitter? Or a wedding dress decorated with glitter? Maybe diamond mine? Tell me in the comments. Next, we went to see the famous elephant's foot. This formation was created when a stalactite and a stalagmite joined together. It once reached the ground, but the river washed the bottom of the part away, leaving it shaped like an elephant's foot. Luckily, this elephant stayed very still and even let us touch it. Finally, we could see the light at the end of the tunnel. As we got closer to the exit of Santana Cave, we left behind the cool, pleasant air and faced the warm, humid weather outside. Even though we left our footprints, we took happy memories with us. This cave teaches that when we preserve nature, it always surprises and works with us. When we take care of nature and of others, we receive that care back. That's how life becomes happier. Before heading to the next cave, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video. That really supports me. We stopped for a snack to recharge our energy. A good tip is to bring your own food, because there are no restaurants there. Bring something practical and nutritious. Vegan cheese bread is a great option. It's tasty and healthy. And if you haven't seen the recipe yet, I'll leave it in the card. Next, we climbed a short but steep trail. Even though it's not long, it's all uphill. With patience, you'll make it. Bring lots of persistence. It really helps. And of course, some physical training beforehand makes a difference too. After climbing those almost endless steps, we finally saw the huge entrance of this natural masterpiece. So rewarding, the visitor area is small and you can't go too deep because many chambers are restricted. But what you can see is already outstanding. Because this cave is wide and spacious, it's easy to enter. It's so amazing that people have even had weddings and birthday parties here. I heard that once they even brought a piano. Can you imagine celebrating your birthday here? Or even getting married inside a cave? Would you dare? Tell me what you think in the comments. I think I would. After climbing to what I'd call a mezzanine, we had an awesome view of the cave entrance from behind. Since it's very high, be careful not to slip. The rocks are wet and slippery, and I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want to fall from about 20 meters high. Last, we visited Kotu Cave. Right at the entrance, we got a surprise. This cave has natural air conditioning, and it's always on full blast. It's really cold, like walking into a freezer. This happens because the cave works as a drainage channel for water coming from the Onça Parda mountain range. It's a single 600-meter tunnel that goes through the hill and exits on the other side. Right after the entrance, there's a very slippery staircase leading down. Below it, there's a river flowing inside the cave. This area is full of smooth river rocks, so be careful not to slip. I almost fell a few times and actually did fall in some spots, but nothing serious. We walked a bit more and reached the most beautiful part of the river. Look at that blue water! It looks like glass. Be careful not to step in it thinking it's really glass. My mom even stepped right into it without noticing. Even though our world isn't perfect, that water looks almost perfect. Just imagine if everything were. We kept going toward the end of the cave. There are so many rocks that it's impossible to rush. Here, the best choice is to move carefully, calmly, step by step, with perseverance. In life, we also face many rocks. Some seem impossible to overcome. Sometimes we want to give up. But if we keep moving forward step by step, we can overcome even the biggest obstacles. In the end, every challenge makes us stronger and better. At the end of the cave, we saw this awesome view. So different, as if the forest were entering the cave for a moment. Then it was time to go back. We returned through a very narrow but super fun path. It went on forever. I fell, got up, hit my head on the ceiling, and fell again. But thankfully, I wasn't hurt. It made me think about life. How sometimes we fall, get up, and fall again. Some see that as failure. Others see it as motivation to try again. It's the same situation, but our reaction makes all the difference. Don't give up. Even if you fall many times, get up, shake it off, and keep going. Every step feels like a new adventure. With the stairs and ropes, it's impossible not to feel excited. And if you're afraid of dark, get ready to face the darkest dark you've ever seen. It gets so dark, it feels like you're inside a jar at night. But don't worry, everyone wears a helmet with a flashlight. And you can even bring an extra one if you want. A guide is required too, so you'll never be alone or lost inside such a huge cave. It's impossible to fully capture the beauty, greatness, and complexity of God's creation. Being in nature, away from the city noise and stress, brings a refreshing peace. If you enjoy messages, adventures, and experiences like this, subscribe for more uplifting content. Share this video with your friends so they can experience this adventure too. And of course, don't forget to like it. Bye!